Hey everyone, this is Derek here, and today I'm kind of doing something different because nothing new has really come into review. So instead, we're going to reflect back on a product that I originally received about 2 months ago. It's the official Sony Leatherette Case for the RX100, the premium compact from Sony. And I've been using this case now for about 2 months, and I've carried it in my pocket, I've carried it in a backpack, and honestly, the biggest issue I had with this case when it came out was it was a high quality case, but it was expensive, and I didn't think it was a good value. And unfortunately, when I did a review on it, and I came to that conclusion about 2 months ago, and the review has disappeared. I honestly don't know where the video file is. So instead, we're going to take a look at the case 2 months later and see how it's holding up. So honestly, I've carried this camera around quite a bit. I've taken a few thousand shots on it by now. It's actually recording this video, so it's the camera I used to record all the YouTube videos. So the case comes in two parts. This is a leatherette-like case, and for this price, I honestly think it should be leather. It's come down quite a bit since it was first introduced, but it was originally like $75, and that was too much. But honestly, the metal tripod socket that screws into the base of the camera holds the camera very, very well in the case. Honestly, you can flip it around, you can wiggle it, and I don't worry at all that the camera's going to pop out of the case because the tripod socket on the camera is also metal. So that is your bottom part of the case, and then you also have this top part, and this top part, this is where a lot of other cases fall short, actually, is right here. It's kind of tough to show on video. I don't know if it's going to focus, but right here is where the zoom rocker is located, and a lot of other cases don't do this custom form fitting where they have separate pieces of leatherette that are bound together. So instead, it puts a lot of pressure actually on that zoom rocker, and as a result, it could potentially damage it, and that's a problem I had with a cheaper case. So this case, I'm happy to report, does a good job there. It actually has like a raised up surface here. It's like a felt padding almost for the screen. I'm using a screen protector because I noticed a few micro scratches in the screen before I put one on. And so that doesn't really concern me as much, having this here, but it's a nice feature nonetheless. The only issue with this case, oh yeah, that's the other thing too. One other good thing is the buttons are very, very reassuring when they snap. Let's see here. It's gonna be this way. Let's make sure I put this on the right way. But you can hear that these buttons very, very, very audible, and they go on very, very tightly, and they're easy to remove. Yet some cheaper buttons feel like you're gonna pull them right off of this, and these are secured very well. And like I said, 2 months later, they're no worse for wear. So I'll update this if anything changes. But right now, at least, they are holding up very well. The only issue with this case that I've noticed is a few times actually now, probably 3 or 4 times at least, I have opened the camera up and it's been dead. And I've said, what happened here? Well, how did the battery drain? And sometimes I've caught it. I think I caught it 2 times, where it actually said, it actually gave the message. Now, for those of you who don't know, if you try to turn the camera on and there's not enough room for the lens to extend, the camera will try to extend, and then the motor will retract. It will protect the gearing, and it will say, please turn the camera off and then back on, something like that. And I caught that message once or twice, and that's how the battery died, because once that screen's up, it just stays on until the battery goes flat. So anyways, this case, I wouldn't think it's an issue. What happens is the power button is recessed nicely, so the power button never really gets pushed in this case. But the problem is, I wish I had an RX100 to show you, but the problem is the back of the camera. If you press the play button, which is the bottom left-hand button below that wheel, the selection wheel, it's the bottom left-hand button, it's the play button. If you press that once, then the camera will go into like a playback mode, and the lens won't extend, but it will go into a playback mode. And if you press the button again, it will go into shooting mode, and the lens will try to extend, which, if that happens in the case, it's going to kill the battery. So a number of times, like I said, that has happened, and the reason for that is mostly fault of the camera design, but the case doesn't really help. It's that when you press down, like right here, on this corner of the case, which can easily be done in a pocket or if you throw it in a backpack or something like that, there's a good chance that if you press down enough, like in a pocket, it's going to actually depress that button. So how they could have changed that perhaps is they could have made this screen covering a little bit more raised. You know, they do it in part to protect the screen, but also to prevent the buttons from being depressed. So if you increase the let's see here, it's so bright that there we go. I was gonna say, so if you increase the height of this screen protection bump of felt and whatever is under here, probably some sort of foam, then there's less likelihood that the buttons that are located over here are going to come in contact with the back of the protector or the back of the case, and the screen will come on, and then the lens will try to deploy if that button gets pressed again. So that's really my only fault with the case at this point. I'll update this review if anything changes, but right now I'm quite content with it, and as the price continues to drop on this case, it becomes a better and better deal in my opinion. So right now we are at 40, I believe 42 subscribers or so, and as I mentioned in my other videos, if you subscribe to my channel and you leave a comment on here, there's a good chance that you'll win a case for the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. If you don't need a case for the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, you guys can sell it or whatnot, but I gave away the first case at 25 subscribers. We're almost to 50, so when we break 50, I'll give away another case, because I have too many of them, unfortunately. Fortunately for you guys. And if we hit 100 subscribers, I'll think of something else to give away. So keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting. If you want me to do anything different, just let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys soon with more tech stuff.